Hey, what's up guys? Radku here, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today is going to be Bean Control to be more specific. Now, I got the idea for this off of that one guy in the OCG who took, Celtic Guardian Control, and like, I think this deck works. Like, I've actually won a few games with it, and it's actually really good. Like, you'd be surprised how powerful Bean Control is. So, yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into the deck. Starting things off, I play one copy of Gigaplant. This is kind of your boss monster of the deck. The thing is that it's a Gemini monster, which is kind of hard to use, but its Gemini effect has great payoff for this deck in particular, because it can just special summon a plant or insect from your hand, which is really good considering that all your bean cards are plants. So just having that ability is really, really good. I play 3 copies of Bean Soldier. This is kind of the backup to Jerry, but Bean Soldier is actually like your main target, like, because this can get you into your Xyz plays, which your extra deck has some pretty good plant options that can really help you further your Jerry Bean plays. Play 3 copies of Jerry Bean's Man. This card's actually really, really good. It feels weird to say that, but this is your normal beat stick in the deck. You usually able to get it with unexpected die, and you can normal summon once more, but this is just a really good option. Gets you into your combo plays, and yeah. I played 2 copies of Naturia Beans. So this card isn't as good as any of the other bean cards, and it is technically a Naturia card, but it's also a bean card, and it doesn't really have any Naturia specific stuff. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. When this face-up card is selected for an attack, inflict 500. So you could just set this on the field and pass. It's great for stalling, and really it helps the bean play style. Like, it's not crazy good, but it's still another target to use for your bean salad. Like, seriously. Play 3 copies of Ash just because it's great for slowing down combo decks. I play 3 copies of Rose Bell of Revelation. I was actually planning on cutting one of them out for a Monster Reborn, because the deck doesn't really have a ton of renewal, so one Monster Reborn is good. But this card actually helps search your Gigaplant, and is actually kind of good. Like, the Gigaplant, you're not going to summon a ton, but it is a level 6, meaning you only need 1 tribute, so it's kind of easy to summon, and you get a free special summon off of it. So just the ability to do that, and Rose Revelation's effect in the grave. It's 1 effect per turn, but you can banish it to a special summon that 2400 2400 or more monster, and this is exactly 2400, so it is really good. So then I play 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. Pot of Extravagance is really good in the deck because the extra deck is kind of just an add-on. Like, sure, the extra deck is technically kind of important for this deck to work and be able to use its playstyle, but really, like, just the ability to set up or to draw more cards just in exchange for an extra deck that you barely use is definitely worth it. I played 2 copies of Pot of Duality. You're not going to use this a ton, or you're not going to want to use this a ton, because you have special summon cards like Unexpected Die, and you really do have quite a few link plays you can use, but this is good just because you have normal monster targets, and really you can just set up your plays from there. Played 3 copies of Unexpected Die. I played this in my Moki Moki deck because Moki Moki is a normal monster. But the thing that makes this deck better than Moki Moki is because you don't need a ton of archetype cards to make the deck work, as well as the fact that you don't need to really worry about it gaining attack, because it can already beat into your opponent a little bit at a time. I play one copy of Skill Drain. Skill Drain's really good because you don't use any monster effects other than Gigaplant, which I actually have never pulled that effect off. So yeah, Skill Drain, really, really good option. Play 3 copies of Storming Mirror Force, a best Mirror Force card, like bar none, except maybe Drowning, but I didn't want to play Drowning because I didn't want to affect the playstyle a ton of being able to get your soldiers or your Jerry Bean on the field. So really, like, just having this as a good option to send your opponent's cards back to the hand is really good. Play 2 copies of Compulsory, just because it's great removal, non-destruction. Play 3 copies of Solemn Judgment, just because it's great to get rid of stuff, plus your life points are just a resource at that point. I play 2 copies of Solemn Strike, not as good as Judgment, but it's still good for utility. I played 3 copies of Imperm. Now, I did brick a little bit by drawing into too many Imperms and not enough of my beans, so I was thinking about cutting this out and putting in a different draw spell, but the thing is that none of my draw spells are actually none of the other draw spells are very good, except maybe Upstart, which we don't need Upstart. I play the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon engine just because it's really good to set up. Plus, this deck, its main combo is just getting 2 beans on the field and calling it a day. But the thing is that you can link those off into a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, and then just sit on your Dragoon until you can draw into more of your beans. Then use Dragoon to get rid of some of their monsters so that they lose a bit of attack, or so that they take a bit of burn damage, and then just OTK with your beans and your Dragoon. Going into the extra deck, I play 1 copy of Aroma Safari, Aroma Raffi Jasmine. I'm going to pretend I said that correctly. If your life points are higher than your opponent's and any plant monster it points to cannot be destroyed by battle. So kind of good. You can keep your beans on the field. You can tribute 1 card, tribute 1 monster this card points to, special summon 1 plant monster from your deck in defense position, which is actually pretty good because you can get rid of your bean soldier to go into your Jerry Bean. Even though it does summon it in defense position, it still works because plus it can summon any plant monster. Since it doesn't negate its effect, so you can summon Gigaplant and then Gemini summon it, and then you'll be able to pretty easily get another free special summon off the field. 1 copy of Aza, the Earth Charmer Immovable, just because it's a great Earth target, as well as Mrs. Radiant. I play 1 copy of Nightmare Cerberus and 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix. Cerberus is pretty good just because it's an earth monster, so like it doesn't really matter a ton, but it comes up every now and then. And then Phoenix is just good for some removal. I didn't want to play Unicorn because I didn't want to play the IP Masquerena engine. Plus, this deck only summons like 2 monsters at a time, so just the ability to go into these is good. 1 copy of Mekk-Knight Crusadia Avermax, because it will draw in monster attacks, so that way you can swing into your opponent for a lot of damage after, or with your beans, because your opponent can't really get around Avermax. Play 1 copy Access Code, because it's Access Code, OTK like that. 1 copy of Verte Anaconda for Dragoon. I played 1 copy of Abyss Dweller. I've been thinking about cutting this out in it, like putting in a different card. I had an idea, but I don't remember which one I wanted now. But Abyss Dweller is still a pretty good target. Tornado Dragon, just for some generic spot removal. Utopia, because it's Utopia. Utopia Ray, because it gives your Utopia the Lightning 1 more Xyz material. And I just cut it out. So Utopia the Lightning is like one of your best targets to go into. So you can pretty easily Xyz summon it with your Utopias as material. Then it'll have 5 materials. Doesn't really matter a ton, but I kind of just put it in there to hold another spot. You could play 2 copies of this, though. I play 1 copy of Rika Queen Strenna. So you can detach 1 Xyz material, then target 1 plant monster or Rika card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. If this card with Xyz material is tributed, you can special summon a level 5 or higher plant monster or plant Xyz monster from your extra deck. So really you don't have any other targets for this, which you could put one in here theoretically, but like I just didn't really care, so I put this in here just because it can get back my Jerry Beans from the grave, since I really don't have a ton of renewal in the deck. So yeah, it's a pretty good target. And Dragoon just for generic negation / your biggest beat stick in the deck. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, let me know what you thought, and let me know if there's anything you would change about it. To cut out the Dragoon engine, like I did use the Dragoon engine quite a bit in this deck, and it really, really helped. Would you like cut out anything from the extra deck? Would you put a different card in? And yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video. Peace, guys.